In both kids, it's the heart that's the real threat to their lives.
How much more time do we have?
Megan, maybe a year. Patrick, less.
I wish that we had a drug to treat Pompeii, but we simply don't. I'm sorry.
Dr. Stonehill.
Yeah.
This is John Crowley.
When you look back at your movies, you were one of the highest grossing actors. Your movies have made almost just about more money than any other actor in Hollywood. When you think about that, when you think about people's reaction to your movies and the fact that people have really responded so well to your movies, what does that mean to you looking back at everything?
It means I've been a very lucky guy, but it's been my ambition to make films that people want to see, entertainments of different varieties. So I mean, mostly it means I've been very lucky.
All the researchers out there say that you're a genius on the verge of a scientific breakthrough.
I'm not on the verge of anything.
How much would it take to prove your theory?
The odds against you are crushing. So where does that leave your kids when the dad has no job and no health insurance?
You're right. This is crazy. But I can't just sit around and wait for my kids to die. I promised them that we'd raise 500.
That's all?
1,000.
Is it 500 or 1,000?
500,000.
Are you totally insane?
Apparently.
The science in this movie really blows me away because I had heard that, when you're drawing the equations on the board and your notes are scattered, like all of that is accurate. Like that's you, like you understand that. Why is it so important whether you're a doctor or a cop to completely understand what it is that you're doing?
Well, because I think when you don't know what you're talking about and when you don't know what you're doing, it shows. So I wanted to understand the science. I wanted the story is based on a true story, so I wanted to be accurate in the depiction of the science. But it's very hard to objectify science. It happens in the head. So we wanted to find different ways of bringing that process to the audience so they would understand it. And we also wanted to create conflict and drama between the two characters. So the character that I play is a very difficult guy. He's a research scientist, an academic who works at a school where the football coach makes more money than his whole science budget. But he's passionate about the work that he does. And he finds an alliance with a father that's passionate about finding a cure for his kid's disease.
Was he worth it? The Stonehill guy?
He's really eccentric, but his science is way ahead of everybody else's.
Do you have a wife?
Ex-wives, 2 of them.
Yeah? How come?
Because I'm so easy to get along with. Figure any dude in a business suit can help me raise venture capital and run the company. But who's going to be half as motivated as a dad who's trying to save his own kids?
Looking back at all of your films, and I grew up with Star Wars and Indiana Jones, but then like one of my favorite films of yours is Mosquito Coast, and which I think is like this kind of great, kind of dramatic film. Is it nice to be able to do the Star Wars and Indiana Jones, but then also to be able to do something like Mosquito Coast and something like Extraordinary Measures?
Yeah, I mean that's the object. I think that's how you make yourself useful to different segments of the audience, and I think being useful gives you a longer shelf life.
We can do this. We push ourselves. We work around the clock. I already work around the clock. Great. Cure diseases in theory, but never help a single human being in reality.
I can't cure your kids, you know that, but I think I can save their lives.
And what if he succeeds too late? Then what?
You're in clinical trials by the end of the year, or we pull the plug.
Nobody is going to tell me how to run my lab.
We're out of time.
Are you crazy? You've jeopardized your chances of ever getting your kids treated.
Talking about your shelf life, what's the secret to lasting so long? Not just making a couple of big movies and then just kind of fading away. Like, what's the secret to being just as relevant in the 1970s as you are and now this new decade?
Well, I like to work, and I enjoy, as I said, making films that people want to see. And I still enjoy the process of filmmaking as much as I ever did, maybe more.
We are alive.
Do you remember you told me that I should stop chasing miracles?
Well, don't get your hopes up, kid. Say Hail Mary. Not gonna kiss me, is he?
I will restrain him.